Medhankar.
I don't know, but we are live. Yes, sir. Hello,
No,
everyone.
no, we
Today's
are
webinar has been organized by Society for Empowerment. Society for Empowerment is an organization based in Patna, and its focus is on research, training, and teaching. The society, on this occasion of Azadi Ka Mahotsav, is organizing a wide range of discussions on
Namaste.
for the emergent India.
Medhankar साहब नमस्ते.
हाँ नमस्ते
Vinita,
नमस्ते। वो लिंक जा नहीं रहा था, टूटा हुआ था, तो फिर उन्होंने भेजा अभी।
The
हाँ
other person
we
is
have
Vinita
two.
Srivastava.
हाँ हाँ,
The other
नमस्ते नमस्कार।
speaker is Vinita Srivastava. She is a
हम्म,
joint secretary in Ministry of Railway, heading the
हाँ, yeah, I saw that
Heritage
one in the
Division.
introduction. Yes.
Yes,
Namaste. हाँ.
she is a very wise lady,
On the
very
same.
हम्म,
intelligent. So
हम्म,
today's, you see, this is a fourth in the series. It's a fourth round table conference on heritage, culture, and religion. This is fourth one. The last one was only 2 days back, in which we talked about the world peace and that is Buddha and peace. We talked about. So today we are talking about the heritage, religion, and Buddhism. All these three are there. So if you are not in hurry, then we can invite Vinita Srivastava or she is in Delhi, so she has no, she will have no problem. It's not that late for you. It's 3 hours ahead. So if you like, I can come first to you, but then you will miss Vinita Srivastava. She has some important things to say. So it's all up to you as you suggest. Your voice is not coming. It's not audible. You are not audible.
I no. So where is, you are controlling there? No, here everything is okay. Mic is on, cam is on, chat is on, everything is on, and
Yes.
it is telling you are in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. But if you cannot hear, then what I can do?
Now, now I can hear you. You see,
Okay.
today we are our
Uh,
subject of discussion is religion and heritage. That
mm-hmm.
is, religion and heritage means religion is
Mm,
a way of life. We
mm,
and it's a belief. It's a belief of an individual, beliefs of a society, beliefs of a
mm,
group of people. So that's that we call as a religion. And
mm,
heritage means what we inherit, the sum total of artifact and artifact is makes culture, and that culture is responsible for creating this heritage, because from that the nature of heritage and the rule of heritage also vary. But here we are talking in terms of cultural heritage, and as our coordinator Swam Siddha said, that Society for Empowerment is a registered body, and it works on research, training, and education, as well as action research program. Uh, we lay emphasis on Gandhian vision. We work for the development of the people through Gandhian vision and Gandhian policy for the development of the. From that perspective, we have a one program that's going on. That's in Gaya district of Bihar state. That is for the development of rural women from Gandhian perspective. We are training them. That has been named as Kasturba Gandhi Training Center, where we are training the people, the women, in dress designing, dress making, and lifestyle, how to live and what to do and how to live. So we are also providing some sort of uh, income generation program for them. It's linked with the Amazon and Khadi Bhandar, Khadi policy. So this is our training program, which is going on. There are other two training programs. One is Gandhi and Peace, which we regularly we are doing it. It's more popular in Venezuela, Mexico, USA, and Canada than in our country. But we are doing it quite regularly, and only 2 days back we have a webinar, roundtable discussion with in which the Vice Chancellor of Nalanda International University was there. So these are the things, and today we are discussing religion, heritage, and culture. So we have Professor Medhankar ji, who is chief of the Buddhist mission, International Buddhist Mission, and he's a great academician, well-known academician as well as well-known Buddhist, and chief of the Buddhist uh, fellows of the globe. And
Yeah.
he has a control over his disciples throughout the globe and moves very quickly from one part of the globe to another part of the globe. He has made a good name in Buddhism and academics in his, and another speaker is Vinita Srivastava. She has a degree in mechanical engineering from IIT, and then she has done MBA from IIM, and she has specialized in heritage. And she is head of the heritage division of Indian Railway, Government of India. So she is again a very intelligent and sharp scholar working for the development of the people. Since we are in the midst of the 75 year of Indian independence of our country, and we call it as Amrit Mahotsav. So in Amrit Mahotsav, we are holding this program in heritage because India is known for its culture, civilization, and religion, which is a part of Indian heritage and Indian civilization. So, with these words, I would like to uh, invite Manisha Srivastava for to Vinita Srivastava, not Manisha, Vinita Srivastava ji to make her presentation, and I am sure with the blessings of the international uh, Guru of Buddhism, Sri Medhankar ji, Honorable Medhankar ji, you will make a good presentation. So you just make your own presentation, Vinita ji. You are not audible.
I believe. So
Yes, ma'am, you're audible now.
I'm audible now. Thank you. It's a privilege to be in the same webinar platform as such eminent academics and thinkers. And so I'll briefly present something from the perspective of World Heritage. In the railways, I look after World Heritage sites of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, which is a magnificent railway station building, and also the heritage railways of Darjeeling, Shimla, and Nilgiri. Of course, these are not pure cultural sites, they are mixed sites with the man made elements interacting with cultural elements. Over the past 2.5 years of administrating these as a site manager for the UNESCO World Heritage aspects, I have learnt a lot about the built and the intangible portions of heritage. And therefore, this topic of heritage and religion, I realize, must be approached with a sensitivity because both aspects of it, heritage on the one side and religion on the other, are holding special meaning to people around the world. When we look at temples, which are the crystallized presence of heritage and religion both, then we realize that UNESCO World Heritage Sites around the world, which are renowned temples as well, are not only identified by the religion alone. Let's go to Buddhist sites such as Angkor Wat in Cambodia, which used to be a renowned Vishnu temple. So it's claimed by both Hindus and Buddhists. The Vatican City itself is an entire UNESCO site. There's Mount Athos in Greece. There's the Canterbury Cathedral and also Brihadishwar Temple in Tanjavur. Now, all of these are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as well as the representative buildings for the respective religions around the globe. How does this very complex interaction between heritage and religion take place at a UNESCO site? Even the Darjeeling Railway, the point where water is filled into the steam engine, just raise your eyes and you will look at a very significant temple and a jhora, which is the local language of waterfall, which is of sacred nature. And then one realizes that all around that hillside, water is treated as a sacred natural resource. Then we understand that the issues which UNESCO and, of course, heritage practitioners face in the application of the criterion, the methods of site protection, how to maintain and operate such sites, have to be unique as well as be in harmony with each other. The last and final statement I'll make, because I don't want to hold up the discussion that's going to take place, is that the cultural and social aspects together bring out the universal value of a heritage site which is religious in nature. And what gives way to what is an important decision to make by the people who operate it. Tourism is one aspect. If there are excessive number of tourists at the site, their demands are going to be different. If the rituals and traditions must dominate and the sacred and authoritative communities that have operated the sites for several hundreds of years from medieval times, then their rituals and traditions also have to find a place in the management of the site. Most importantly, UNESCO itself, in its documentation, says that we do not endorse, and I quote this, we do not endorse classification by religion. This would be inconsistent with the universal value of these sites as World Heritage. We know that a general set of rules and operational guidelines are enforced by the regulatory and inspecting or certifying bodies that are associated with World Heritage. As India enters into a scenario where more and more religious nature of sites are going to enter into World Heritage criterion, we have to apply this refined decision making to various aspects of having temples and religious spaces as World Heritage. Throughout the various points in history, the affiliation of a site may have changed. Through recent times, the important aspects of ownership of the site or the authority rests in which management, the government or the temple society, that may be in conflict with each other. I think a useful guiding principle is that the role of religious faiths in society, it comes into prominence especially at temples. And then we must work through those complexities. The answer lies in recalling that the original purpose was to crystallize the positive effects of religion on culture and society. When we say heritage in Hindi, we say dharohar. Now let's just break that down into dhara and ohar. So it means vaha, in the colloquial language, vaha dhara ho, ohar dhara. Something which you have kept aside for perpetuity, for safekeeping, and these are a set of acquired traditions, rituals, learnings, inherited, as Professor said, the inherited aspects which we want to retain for our lifestyle. And so they may be in the traditions, they may be in the rituals, in the arts. Many temples are centers of great art and craftsmanship. The approach must be a futuristic one, linked to the preservation of the site itself. Angkor has its challenges because the hydrology of the site is a challenge for any engineer. Similarly, the rituals and traditions must be conserved, and also a futuristic way to preserve the positivity, the energy of the site, and resolve problems in a way that the site remains open to all visitors. That makes it truly World Heritage. So that's I can conclude my opening statement, and thank you for this chance. I'm very eager to listen to Professor Medhankar as well. Thank you, Swayam Siddha. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Hmm. Good evening, everybody, and nicely explained by Miss Srivastava. It is what we have, the World Heritage, and she has given also the example of the Angkor Wat and a lot of temples. And not only temples, there are many centers in the whole of the world which is gradually coming in the World Heritage sites. But there are many heritage without World Heritage, but they are gradually going to become the World Heritage site. There is if we start only in India, because now in the railway, I remembered that there used to be one railway coming from the Delhi and coming to Buddha Gaya, Rajgir, and all the Buddhist sites they used to go. So that was also, I don't know that is in the practice or not now, but it was in a good practice. So it attracted also the people from Japan. They also enjoyed
We,
that.
we have Buddhist pilgrim circuit, which is very popular, sir. We have.
Yes, so that and that used to be always full. So that is very nice one. And so for the heritage, as you already explained in Hindi, it's very nicely you explained. And so, and not only India, every country, they have something special which they are keeping. Hmm. So they have already kept dhara, what you tell very nicely. So this is, and when you come to the, even in India, I mean, the religion, as he explained already, Dr. Narayan, that it is the way of living. And basically, the Buddhism is not a religion, it is the middle path and what is called the middle way of living. So, in our regular features, I already tried to explain them, but it has been given a status of religion. So, we don't have any contradiction and confliction in that, but it is the way of living. So, this is that when the Buddhism, actually, every religion, as you also mentioned, that Christianities have also, and then any religion, they have their own heritage. Hmm. If you, I mean, you will also not be wonderful, I mean, but here you also find the Hindu gods and goddess in Japan also. So there are many temples. Many people don't know, but people who are living in Japan, they know that there are many centers of Hindu religion. But today, my main topic will be the heritage, which is on the site of Buddhism. So in Japan also, the Buddhism came from not directly from India, but it came from China, Korea, and that was the period was the 6th century AD. So in Japan also we find a lot of heritage sites. Hmm. And Buddha is called Daibutsu. In Japanese, they call Daibutsu. And that is one Daibutsu is very big one. That is the modern one, but very tall temple of the Buddha, 100, almost 200 meters in height, and which is in the Japan. There is one site is Usiku. It is very close to the Narita International Airport, and so that you can go there. It is very nice one, and actually the word for the Buddhism in Japanese is Bukkyo, 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 and Japan is called Nihon. So we have Nihon Bukkyo, and but Japanese Buddhism give a birth of a lot of Buddhist centers and the different kind of Buddhism, like that is the very important you listen in India is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. So that is also this was given by Nichiren. There he was a saint in Japan. Nichiren Shu is called, and they again they have one branch Nichiren Shoshu. Then we come to the apart from that, then Shingon Shu. There is Shu means the religion. Actually, in Japan, they say Shu means religion. So Shingon is another. Then there is the Tendai Shu, that is another religion. So these are all Buddhism, but they also become different parts of that one. So these Buddhist centers they played a very important role in Japanese society. In my last lecture, I told that Buddhism now propagating in America also, and they have a lot of centers since 18th century that started there. Buddhism, and due to the many articles, so there are many centers of Buddhism now. Jain centers. Jain is one kind of meditation which we find in Japan. That also come from India. Jain is the word dhyana, and which comes to the China, it became Chang, Chang, and when that Japanese people adopted, that become the Jain. So in one of my lectures, I have already explained about this development. So if you need to know more, you can correspond. So because then represented that this is that called the pure land Buddha. That according to the Buddhism, pure land Buddha in Japan, anybody will become after his, I mean, when he departs from this world, he will become a part of Buddha or he will become Bodhisattva, or so that is the concept. So there is many archaeological sites. That one site is Harai Jumi. So this Harai Jumi is a temple and it has a garden. And the archaeological site, it has the also Buddhist Pure Land. Here is called Pure Land Buddha. So one site is so it has a this mount. It called King Kai Sen. Sun is the San, sun. Sun means the mountain. Like here is another Fuji mountain. You might be knowing also that is a World Heritage. Now it is Fuji mountain is also called Fuji San. Sun is also we use for Mr. Mrs. So Sun. So Fuji San. So like that, it is the King Kei San, which is the dating has been done by the archaeology, that is 11th to 12th century AD. So Harajuku is there, and then and same like that Buddha Gaya. You since you are in the railway, you know the Buddha Gaya is the most important. Then we have the Sarnath, Kusinagar, Lumbini. Like that in Japan also we have the same system. Then here there is a Kyoto and Nara. It is the complex two cities. Same like if you go to Delhi, you are living in Delhi and you go into Ghaziabad like that. So the same thing is here, Nara, and that is another is the Kyoto. So Kyoto and Nara, they are both famous for the site for the many, many temples. And the biggest, when you come to Japan, you will find one very nice temple. It's the biggest Buddha temple made of the wooden, very big Buddha temple. And here in the garden, you will find many, many deers going all around. And so the people, they give a special kind of biscuit to them. So that is called the daibutsu also. So that is the Kyoto, and this is and the Nara. They started that one in the 8th century AD. Here is also in that in the Haraijumi we find one old temple which is of the 12th century AD, is Chusonji. Ji means temple. In Japanese, the Ji means temple. So Chusonji is another temple, and then we have there is a, the haiku is also popular in India, haiku poems. So this is in 1689 there is a poet in Japan. His name is Matsuo Busho, Busho, Matsuo Busho. He's a haiku poet, and he writes that three generations of glory vanished in the space of a dream. Means all the important places which in the past they became a part of the heritage. So similar, we have that one mountain Kisen, and then have a Hay is a Hay mountain is also very famous, where is the center for Tendaishu, and also for that Agamsu. There are many religion which developed in Japan. So that are the centers, and they have the very important hmm, heritage. And when we come and in Japanese heritage, then we find a list of the heritage like the Buddhist monuments in Horyuji. This is in the Nara. I just told you Nara. So actually, Nara was also a period where there was the capital city was in the Nara. So that is called the Nara Jidai, or the period of the Nara. Then we have a great temple of Himeji that is also under the Heritage Center. Then we have Yakushima, that is in the Kagoshima. There is one another area, Kagoshima. Then we have the Kyoto near. Then we have the Siga. Siga is also one prefecture next to Kyoto. So also we find that heritage. Then recently we find Hiroshima, where is the peace memorial. Hiroshima, I don't have to explain you because everybody knows about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where the bomb was dropped and the World War II was finished. So there's a peace memorial Hiroshima that also has become that peace is the backbone of the Buddhism. So that is a memorial Hiroshima, and then we have the ancient Nara. That is the when you come to the Nara city, you will find many good shopping centers has become, and two railways are also there. JR Nara Sen, and another is so that is another is the private line. So then this place also in the Nara is very so in the ancient site that become the some sites of the modern tea garden and many things here, shopping complex you will find here. Then very important is the Nikko. Any travelers who comes to from India or any country to Japan, they want to visit the Nikko. So Nikko is in the Tochigi. This is the Tochigi prefecture, which is very close to the Tokyo. Then we have the Kii Mountain, Kii, Kii Mountain, which is have a long range. It is in the Mie prefecture, then Nara prefecture, and Wakayama. So this is also in the heritage site. And then I just explained you about the Fuji Mountain, which is it is same, like they have the same value like the Everest in our country. So they give the Fuji Mountain same of the status like that in our country as the Everest. So there also there are many Buddhist sites. But as far the India is concerned, we have the Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, Kushinagar, Lumbini, Shankisha, Sravasti. So these are the sites where you will find a lot of remains, and which is the archaeological site. Excavation has been done, and there are many sites to be excavated. Even in Bodh Gaya, when I frequently visit, then I found next to the main temple there is a lot big site which has to be excavated. Archaeological Survey of India is doing good work, but they do the excavation. Exploration is done nicely, but excavation is done, then they leave it in the middle. So the complete history doesn't comes out, because history we need the two things. One, we find the references in a literary way. Then when it is followed by the archaeological sites and excavations, then we tell it is the complete history. It is the real history, because that literature has been followed by the archaeology. So there are many sites to be taken out. Not only in India, also in Pakistan, we find many Buddhist sites are there. So, and already Dr. Narayan has explained you, because there is a place this is Rajgir, Nalanda. These are all very religious centers, and you know that this Rajgir has where the Buddha gave the teaching of the Mahayana, and from that Mahayana has come to that the teachings in Japan. This is all based on the Mahayana, because they have the two branches. One in the Southeast Asia, they got the Theravada. So Theravada sites already there. We have in the Sri Lanka, we have sites and this. But when we come to this place for the Mahayana, then mainly it comes that centers in. Also, Vietnam has half and half. Some centers are in the Mahayana and Theravada. So Vietnam also we find a lot of excavated sites and the Buddhist sites. Then you were mentioning the Borobudur is also very important in the Indonesia area. So Borobudur and I mean there is a Buddhist sites are full of many Buddhist sites which has been not excavated. And also you come to Burma, Burma, they have the many sites where um, uh, I mean, a number of sites are there where the Buddhist influence is there. There, the people living in the Buddhist way of life. So these are the important. Then there is a very important is the Nalanda University, which was burnt by Kijlis, and this have a number of books, and I mean, and visited by Chinese also scholars from all over the world. They visited. And then we also have in the Vikramshila University, Udantpuri is another university. They were all these historical and the sites which has their heritage and the cultural things. And then we come to the Buddha also spent some very good time at the Vaishali, where there was a epidemic, and the Buddha, same like the epidemic we are suffering now. And so Buddha has given some sutra parts at the Vaishali, which could save the people from the epidemic. And now there will be not a modern, but in coming age that will be heritage site also will be a Dharamshala in coming days, where the Dalai Lama is residing now a day, which is in the Arunachal Pradesh. So there are a it will take a number of hours to explain all these sites mm, in details, but I can just give you in the short form, and which you are interested in any site, you can connect to me in here. Like the Nico is a very nice one, and this is the very surrounded with the natural beauty, and there is a history of the Tokugawa. Tokugawa were the shogunates. It is called the shoguns and shogunates. And here it was in the Nikko is the mixture of the Buddhism, and there is an old Japanese system. It is Shintoism. So they have the combined worship of the Shintos and the Buddhists. So then we come to that temple is also Gongoji, which is also the World Heritage Site of Japan, and it is in the also again in ancient Nara. So and that is a Machi is called the area, the city. So this is in that has become a city. It's called Nara Machi. Then in Kyoto we have the Kyomizu Dera. That is also a World Heritage Site. It is a very nice waterfall, and it is a Kyomizu Dera. Then we have the Sensoji. It is in the Taito city and Asakusa area. It is very close to the Tokyo. When you come there, you can also visit there. Apart from this, I told you also there are many, not only Buddhist sites in Japan, also we have the Hindu temples in Japan, like Ishkon, which is all very popular in the it is in the Edogawa city of Japan. Then we have Swami Narayan, that is also in Taito city. Then we have Saraswati, it is called Benjai Ten Sama. So many Buddhist, not only Buddhist influence, Hindu influence is also there. In when we are coming on the religion, then we talking on that. Also, you will find Brahma, Vishnu, all those things is there. But the main country, this country is mainly for the Buddhism because it is a declared Buddhist country. So we almost have the Buddhist influences everywhere, every corner we find some. um, so I think we should close here, or Dr. Narayan, we should close here, or you need some more on the topic, then you can suggest to me. Because it's a
It's all up to
vast,
you. It's all up to you
I
because
think,
if you want to,
yeah, I
uh,
think
you
let it
have
for the questions because it is a lot of centers. Actually, when I come to Japan, I found a number. But like the Heijan, which is also the temple of the a lot of temple for the different kind of the Buddhist centers. So yes, and
it's all up
every
to you.
and
You
nowadays,
have
actually, I
changed it
told you,
all.
America, Australia, Vietnam, Cambodia, all they are full of the Buddhist sites. So it is actually we. I will request you in the future. Let's take one site and we produce in one site, like in Horyoji. So we just discuss about the Horyoji, or maybe 4 or 5 centers we can take if you have a sufficient time.
Yes, yes, that will be better. That will be
Yeah,
better
but
for
as
the
a whole, we are taking then it's okay because the people who have no idea, no background, they can understand that one. But we should go on that particular site, like the Nara. Then we take only the all the temples of the Nara. When we go on the Kyoto, then we take all these heritage sites of the. Hmm, like
no, your
I mean,
suggestion is good, and I welcome your suggestion. The only request is that you please educate us that which center we should take up, and say if we are organizing two session on Japan's heritage center, then what are the centers which we
just
should
the
include
first in the first phase, you take Nara and Kyoto. Just only two.
okay,
Nara
Okay.
and Kyoto. Just take this, or just take Nara, because it's, even in the Nara they have many things. Uh,
Hmm.
so you can combine Nara and Kyoto, or just take a Nara. Then another day you can have the Kyoto. Hmm. Then
Mhm.
yeah, because
Okay, that will be.
I mean, even in Indonesia, you have many Buddhist, I mean, sites.
We have in
And
Indonesia.
Cambodia already see explained that that is the mixture of the Hindus and Buddhist sites. Yes, that is a mixture of that one. That is called the Angkor
Hmm.
Wat. Angkor Wat is the Wat means the temple itself. VAT Wat.
Hmm.
Also in the
Hmm.
Thailand they use the same the word Wat. So
Hmm.
Wat means the, so that Angkor Wat.
Yeah. No, we have expert from almost each Buddhist country. We have some good people, good scholars with us who are, so we can do it. Your suggestion is very important. We can go by
Mm.
that. That will help in explaining the whole things to the people. Now, our viewers,
One side, then there will be the history of that site, then how
uh,
that influenced on the people, who are the people, I mean, the people who are living there. So those things, but in a deep about their culture, their customs, also that comes in under that. So
hmm,
I think so, but up to you, because you are the organizer. So.
no, no,
If I
you see
make
what
a
And
what I
thank you,
do.
suggestion,
Mrs. Srivastava, for giving us about the Indian Railway. I think Indian Railway will do more heritage development of the sites. Already they are doing good, and wish all the best in coming time.
if I may make a
Yes.
suggestion, it was fascinating to hear about Japanese traditional sites. And
Mm,
I've always been very intrigued by the fact that earlier, when the countries and the geopolitics operated in their own independent small grouping, but then when
mm,
trade routes opened up in ancient times, there was
mm,
cultural exchange even resulting from trade. And so the
mm,
geographical location of these sites and how cultures interacted, it is
mm.
absolutely, which value does humanity trade or adapt in favor of another?
Yes.
It's a study which would fascinate an engineer like me as well as a social and heritage expert. The interaction
Yeah,
between.
yeah. Uh, so it's a combination of two things. We say in Hindi, "Sone mein suhaga." So that it is, yes, you are an
Yes,
engineer
right.
also, and a great
Management.
knowledge of heritage. So we have only one good word, Sone me suhaga. So I'm very happy. Actually, you can send a proposal to the Ministry of Railway or Modi ji directly to study the heritage in Japan, and they can allow you to come here, because he is very good doing development for the Japan and India. So last time he was there
No,
also, we
Vinita,
had a meeting with J. So you just
Vinita
I
can
think just
go.
apply and they can give your all the protections here.
No, no,
Yes.
Vinita can go in our exchange program with you, the Society for Empowerment and your Mahabodhi, your
No, no,
institution. She can,
exchange with the institution, but she can come in the official way, because then here she will get a special protections and protocol and those things that which
all
we
that.
cannot provide nicely. But she can come as a leader of the group for the study
She is
of the heritage
connected
sites in Japan. So that
to.
she can, it will be. And
Yes,
by chance, Mr. Burma is also now, but he is now going to the Canada. But he was also very nice from itself from Patna and belong to us. So very good. Yes.
so he was
So
there with you. Dr. Verma
yeah,
was with
he
you
was
these days.
now he's
Okay.
going back to. now he has been transferred to Canada, and another guy is coming from Kerala. He's going to take care here. Yes, I mean this is
So,
world is just small, so yeah. But this will be a good chance for Mr. Srivastava to come here, and we can also help you. But it will be if you're coming with the government, then you have a different protocols, and they will make you to visit in a different way. If you're coming on
oh,
person, okay, most welcome. But if you're coming on
no, no, not
this government of India, then all
uh,
the not only expenses, but your staying all will be of a different level. So
yes,
please
yes,
make
that.
it a proposal and come. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Medhankar ji. We are very much thankful to you that you come to us
No, no,
on
we
very
are
short
thankful that you are
notice, and
organizing such kind of things. So we are
I am
really thankful
organizing
to
in
you.
the interest of the younger generation of Indian culture and civilization, so that they can learn and they can learn. I think
Mhm.
Vinita Srivastava has also learned something from this one. And Vinita ji, it's very interesting. If you can do it, you can make it, we can help you in making the proposal, how to get it through, and we will also support you in getting through from the government. Maybe you can begin only with the railway, but you can be, this can be there are few persons, one person is also the advisor in um, government of India, with Modi ji, he is there. So if you make a proposal for that, it can be
Yeah, I think
through because
100% this proposal will be accepted. 100% I'm
that we
sure. And yeah.
we, we can do it for 5 6 people
Hmm.
or maybe 8 10 people. So we decided we can decide it.
5 to 10 people's group, you make that and then you can. A
It will be
study
a
of
good
the World Heritage sites in Japan.
in Japan or
And then
in
they will say you why. Then after coming there, you will develop like that how the railways has been developed here. So
we can
Japanese
say that
railway is
we will
yeah.
give input to railway for
Railways,
developing it.
yeah, we have to put the word railway because then you have to,
So
I mean, you have to give one the justification that why you have to come here.
just
So you say we
draft
will
the
study that,
proposal and I will
yeah.
suggest you what to write and where to send it, and
Mhm.
it will be done. It's not a issue. It will be done.
No, no, it
So
will be sure done. That's why I propose her that she can apply and
no, no,
yeah.
you are a chief of the Buddhism, so
No, no, chief is
you
not. I mean, it's a very good because she is in railway and she is in charge of the heritage.
take your
Hmm.
advices very seriously, you know. And many of the
Hmm.
Buddhists of Bodh Gaya, I told them that you are coming in December, so they should be ready to have an interaction with you on the Buddhism. Because
Yeah,
people are
let's see.
in December. Dalai Lama will be also there in Bodh Gaya. He
Dalai
is a
Lama will be end of December. He always comes in the end, and January he lives there. Then
no, this
from
time he
America,
is living
a group of Roberts group, and then the group of that actor. What is his name? Gary, Richard
there.
Gary. He comes. A number of people coming that time. Hmm.
And I hope that you will be
And
also there. This time he is
yes,
staying for a long period. That's what I
no,
have been
no.
told. I do not
It
know.
all depends. I mean, he thinks to stay there, but there are many things with the political side and this and that. You know better. India has many. So
Yeah, yeah.
normally, before he used to live 3 months, 4 months, and when I was a student at Magad University, he used to live in Bodh Gaya. So we usually have, I mean, face-to-face meetings, and like, and we. So, but those time have changed.
Those days it was
Yeah.
now it has changed.
Eh, yeah, during the 77, he used to live in this Tibetan temple, and we used to
Hmm.
have a meeting there. So it was the time rolled, everything changed.
Yeah. Those days,
Yes.
the Buddhism was not that strong. Now it is getting strong, and the followers of Buddhism are also increasing
Yeah,
day by
but
day.
credit goes to him,
Even in
and also in,
the state
yeah.
like Aurangabad, good number of
Hmm.
people have converted to and adopted Buddhism. So globally, Buddhism is growing. That's a
Hmm.
good trend for Buddhism
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I think that people need peace and they want a simple system of spiritualism or worship or living lifestyle.
Hmm.
Because in Buddhism, it's a very simple lifestyle. There is nothing to show much. So people get attracted and then they go. They opt for Buddhism. Anyway,
No,
today's today's
actually, in
webinar
America, actually they were interested to find a religion or a faith or belief, whatever you say, which is based on the scientific. So this is
oh,
the based on the scientific. That's why they all adopted this one.
hmm,
So after the Second
hmm,
World War, there was they were interested in that to find a faith or religion. So and they find that Buddhism was one of the alternate. They wanted to have alternate. So that
hmm,
and Dalai Lama's contribution. I mean, America, not only Dalai Lama's contribution, also then before that, the Japanese Jain teachers, they and you remember there was a World Religions Conference. So that was a turning point also for the Buddhism in US. So after that, many centers of the Jain and also these. Then we had the Mongolian group. Then we have the Chinese group. So all concentrated there, and they made it to become expand in the US.
hmm, hmm. So
Mm.
thank you very much,
Yes, thank you,
Vidanta
everybody.
Sahab,
See you.
and
Okay.
to
So, mm,
for this making this webinar a very successful webinar, and hope in future also uh, will remain associated with the Society for Empowerment. And we have got two chair that is for Buddhism, not for Buddhism. That is for Gandhi and happiness. One is for Gandhi and happiness. The other is for Gandhi and conflict management. But I think we have not tried for any chair for Buddhism. But I will explore if it is possible. We will also go for a chair for Buddhism because now Vinita Srivastava is there. She has interest in heritage, so she will work on. If she wish to work on
mm,
Buddhism, then we will have a chair for that because so, getting good people for doing research is very difficult these days because many of the younger
mhm,
generation youths they go for the job of international organization which they pay them a very huge amount and with that they happily live their life. They do not care for the civil services or they do not care for research. Now research in our days research was at the top priority. But these days research is not on that top priority, whether of the natural science or of the social science. Even with the institution like NASA, they are also having some difficulty in getting good scientists for research. That is the most difficult aspect that we have to think as an academician. What we should do, what contribution we have made in last 60 years or 65 years to the field of academics. Now that is not the role that people need or people want to have it in current scenario. So the current scenario is somewhat very changed one and very difficult one. That is a very complex question for us. What should we do? And the education policy, what we call as the new education policy, or the global education policy also that has been released by USA and the UK. If we go through all those education policy,
mhm,
we get confused. What the youth will
mm,
do, where the youth have the place. If we are not
mm,
giving them the intuitive training for research, where they will go. That is, and then there will be a crisis in the society. That crisis will lead to a different kind of culture and civilization and heritage. So we
Hmm.
have to also think for that, for the future of the heritage or the cultural
Hmm.
research or civilizational research. We have to also careful, and we have to give some thought. So your suggestion is very timely and very apt, and I will definitely write to Honorable Prime Minister to incorporate Buddhism for exchange program, at least to send some people like like Vinita Srivastava
Hmm.
and others who are interested in this kind of research, so that they may go and come. They can take the responsibility of keeping the civilizational continuity with India and other countries. So with these words, we close here today, and hope
Hmm.
with the hope that whenever we request you again, you will come and will share your knowledge with us. And I am very much thankful to our viewers of the YouTube and Facebook, because the number of the last program which we did 2 days ago, it was 5,000 plus on YouTube, only on YouTube. So the popular is it's a very popular, getting very popular program, and especially when we talk of civilization, culture, and peace and Buddhism, then the number is increasing. Number and those um, we are just trying to get the age-wise distribution of those who are our viewers, that so that we can understand that what kind of program is required by the youths of our country or by the youths of the globe, so that we can shape them accordingly. Because one of our responsibility is to shape the younger generation to have the continuity of the culture and civilization, whether it is a
Hmm.
little tradition or a great tradition, that is unless we have to preserve and promote the traditions, and only then we can think of little tradition or great tradition or the global tradition. So with these words, I close here, and I am very much thankful to Professor Medhankar ji and to Vinita Srivastava ji and to our coordinators Swam Siddha and the whole team is, which become very active when we organize webinar, and we have a good research team also. So with all those, thank to all those people who are involved with us in conducting our activities, and hope in near future we will meet shortly. Sham Siddharth, close it please.
Yes, today was a very informative program, and especially what Venerable Ravi Medhankar sir said about Buddhism and especially about his experience that he had with Dalai Lama. That was a very thought. That was such a nice time, and I will remember it forever. And also, thank you so much for such an informative program. We hope we hold such discussion meetings again in future. Thank you so much for coming today, Vinita Srivastav ma'am and Ravi Medhankar sir. We hope we'll see you again in future. Thanks a lot for today's program.
Thank you.
Hmm. Thank you to you also. Bye. See you. Be happy.
Namaste.
Everybody should be happy. Okay.
Namaste.
Hmm.
Namaste. Close the program.